What's up, y'all? Lost in Seattle, and man, oh man, talk about a what's it called? A 120?
Oh,
I guess it'd be a 180.
A 180.
People say 360. It's actually 180. 360 means you get back where you was. 180 means you go a totally different direction. So this is a 180. I'm gonna say this right quick. There's this old saying where people say, when people tell you who they are, believe them. I don't believe that. I believe people can tell you anything. The real thing, the real thing is when people show you who they are, believe them.
Mm-hmm.
And we know who this country is. We know who the people that run this country is. And for some reason, some of our people don't believe them.
You have to be able to discern people.
Our people tend to believe words over action. Joe Biden can get on stage and say how he's done so much for black people, yet his history shows he has not done anything for us. He's actually done the opposite. He's hurt us more than anything.
Three-strike law.
Kamala Harris can say she's done all this other stuff, but she's actually hurt us. Most of the Congressional Black Caucus, they've done more to hurt us. Obviously, the Republican Party don't even try to lie to you and act like they've done nothing for you, so you don't even have to bring them up. But for some reason, they tell us they did this stuff, and a lot of our people believe them and vote for them.
Can't let go of that Democratic Party.
When the Afghan situation happened with Joe Biden, there was an outpouring of support for them coming to this country. Now, there were some pushback. Conservatives obviously were pushing back, like, hold on, don't let these people in the country. We need to vet them, be sure they're safe, whatever.
Me as well.
And but they didn't care. You have people of all backgrounds in America, Afghan Americans, Vietnamese, all the races saying, hey, let them in, protect them, help them out. America destroyed their country. They've been in their country. And I agree. They've been in their country for 20 years destroying it. You can't be surprised when they want to come to your country now.
Same thing with Afghanistan.
I mean, Haitian. We'll get to that.
No, I mean, they've been in their country.
Oh, yeah.
Destroying their country as well.
I'm talking about Haitian. I mean, Afghans. Even when as far as the U.S., the White House wants to change the language and laws so that they can fit into the welfare system. They want to give them $2,000 checks. Stimulus checks, pretty much. And they want to do all this stuff to help them.
Oh, that's what they were saving the money for.
And you know, it's funny because Joe Biden in his bill, he had a bill that he wanted to put away a couple $100 million just in case, quote unquote, something happened.
Well, we know who it wasn't for. He was putting away the money for.
But then the Haitians, they've had a bunch of stuff going on. They had the earthquake. The president was assassinated. We did a video on that. Go check it out.
Tragedy.
I believe that was held. We believe that was done by some people with very high level. Just so happened Colombians went to his country and assassinated him, and just so happened that the CIA director was in Colombia a couple weeks prior to his assassination.
What a coinkydink.
Now the Haitians decided they want to come here. Oh, who would have given that idea?
Miss Ann is grabbing her pearls.
We remember hearing Kamala and all of them say that the border's open, and then they went down to South America and said don't come, but they let them come through.
Sure did.
We're not going to ignore the fact that hundreds of thousands of immigrants was coming into the country for about 3 months, and they didn't. The media, MSNBC, CBS, none of them would talk about it. CNBC,
yeah,
they wouldn't talk about it. Obviously, the Republicans don't talk about it. But guess what they're covering now? They're covering this. They're showing these Haitian immigrants on the border, showing these men with whips on horseback, stopping them from coming through, letting the women come through, but stopping the men. But I remember you made a comment when they showed video of the Afghan men or the Afghan people coming over. You pointed out it was mostly men.
Yeah,
most of the media.
It was mostly men. Remember, what news outlet called them cowards?
I can't remember.
So you remember there was a news outlet. It was a woman. I don't know if it was Fox or something.
That was True News.
They said they're cowards for
leaving their country,
for leaving their women in their country.
So they let the men in, but here in this situation, they're stopping the men from going through and allowing the women in. And it's funny because you see these women, these Haitian women, standing there beside the man on the horse, and she's in no fear that anything's gonna happen to her.
Giving you flashbacks or something.
So she's standing there watching this like she's trying to get her husband or somebody through, and the man is the one who's running away from the man with the whip and the horse, but she's just standing there. She's able to just walk through. But they let the Afghan men through. They let the central American men through, the lighter non-black men through.
Kind of like what we go through here, huh?
So now Joe Biden, the Democrats and Joe Biden had a $3.5 trillion package immigration push deal they're trying to push, and it's been ruled against. Was it ruled against so they could stop the Haitians from coming through?
I believe so.
I find it kind of strange. This so happened that that's who it was used against. You see here's the article. Democrats can't use. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
Democrats can't use their $3.5 trillion package bolstering social and climate programs for their plan to give millions of migrants a chance to become citizens. The Senate parliamentarian said late Saturday, a crushing blow to what was the party's clearest pathway in years to attaining that long-sought goal. So just so happened they voted against it or went against it
when the Haitians
come through.
Listen, we may talk about the diaspora, but when we see something, we call that shit out.
That's our people.
Those are our people. It's like family. We'll talk shit about you, but we gonna support you.
Yeah. So when you see these videos at the border and how they're being so much more
they're not being
aggressive.
They're not being empathetic either
at all. They're like, get out of here. And I have an opinion. I believe the reason why they're doing this is because when they were bringing those Afghans over here, a lot of black people was like, you're giving them all the benefits that belong to us. What the hell is going on? The support was pretty low, actually, amongst black people. So now they show Haitians or black people at the border and they push and they say, okay, we're going to push them away then. And black people are like, hold on. How you going to push them away but allow the other ones in? So now they say, see, you guys want them to come in. We have to let them in. Is this going to be used to convince the public to push for immigrants to come to the country? Because now it's racial.
Well,
before it was kind of racial already with the Afghans, but that was mainly white people and Afghans.
It's just crazy to me how everything always ultimately revolves around us and our demise.
Yeah.
They want to bring them on here. Bring them over here so that we could remain at the bottom. Then for them to say, well, we don't really need black people to vote Democratic.
Yeah.
We brought in other immigrants to take their spot and vote for them.
So they brought in Afghan immigrants, gave them IDs, and they're going to have the ability to vote. And then they started to create a jobs program to get them work. So while they're making you quit your job, because if you don't want to get the vaccine, they're hiring them.
Yeah. They're replacing us. They've been doing that for a while now. They've been slowly but surely replacing black people because we're just too demanding. We're asking for too much. We're asking for reparations. We're asking for, we're asking for more.
Exactly.
And then you also have some black people who are starting to become voting more Republican. Yeah. And they see that as well. So they're just trying to replace you.
You know that Biden's actually in court fighting to keep a Trump era immigration policy.
But the same person that got on stage and talked about it.
So Mr. Bad Man, the orange man, the worst man ever, the one who was so bad to immigrant.
Is CNN reporting this?
Oh, they're talking about the Haitian thing.
But they're not reporting this.
Oh, no.
NSB, no.
So Trump was so bad, yet Biden is trying to keep his policy. What does that mean?
Clearly, he didn't feel like it was that bad. It was just a political talking point to persuade the masses.
It's fun. Yeah, it's funny to me because almost comparable to the NRA, because the rules are totally different for black people. It's always so different for black people. The NRA is so pro-gun,
but it didn't back.
But when those niggas in California went to that building with all those weapons on them, they were just carrying their weapons openly. That's not illegal. The NRA went with the government to ban more guns and make harsher penalty to get guns.
They also didn't have that black guy that got murdered in Minneapolis.
Oh yeah,
who who was registered within an NRA member.
They did not defend him.
They did not back him. You know, it's so sad how we forget these names of these people.
Yeah. And then now in
our people,
now at the border, you can let the Afghans in, you can let the Mexicans in, you can let the South Americans in, but the Haitians, this is where we draw the line.
Mexicans all the same. That's
where we draw the line. It's different now.
Because they know what happened. One scroll could take your damn whole line out.
Oh Lord.
They know the deal.
Yeah, this is we know the game is though. We know how this go. This is what people will call white supremacy. I call it self-preservation. Any group that's in any sort of power, if they have an opportunity to extend their power, they're going to do what's necessary.
Or any group that they can classify as white to build their numbers up.
They're going to invite them in.
Because Haitians are going to build the black number up. They're not going to build the white number up.
They can bring in the South Americans, the Mexicans, and call them white. They can't bring no Haitians in and call them white.
And they fall for that shit too. But most of them are white though. Let's be honest.
They're Spaniards.
But I'm just saying.
Yeah, a lot of them are Spaniards. So the rules is always different. We know the game. We know how the system works. The game is the game. It's gonna get played. And then it's always the Haitians. They always do the Haitians like this. Good Lord. When it comes to outside of America, Haiti might got it the worst.
They do.
When it coming from America, they might got it the worst.
But Haiti, you ain't got long. What's that song by Drake?
Oh, Drake.
Go home.
Drake.
Yeah.
Just hold on.
We're going home. Yeah. Shout out to you, Haiti. Just hold on. We going home.
Yeah, man.
Don't worry, Haiti. You don't have long.
It is what it is, man. Shout out to Haiti. Shout out to those people.
Shout out to Haiti.
Once again, I have to, as another side of this, like I said, are they using this for political capital to push more immigration?
Absolutely.
So there's two sides. On one hand, they're being racist towards the Haitians. On the other hand, they're using this to flip it to bring in more immigrants from other countries.
But it's not going to be the Haitians they bring in.
There you go. It's not going to be Haitians they let in. When they're going to pass some bill in the next coming weeks to allow more immigration. And you're going to say, oh, yeah, the Haitians can come now. And it's like, no, it's not for them.
We're going to go get some people from Norway.
Oh, you'd be surprised by how many Polish, Russian, German immigrants come to America and nobody talk about it. It's always the southern countries, countries, Mexico, Haiti, South America, and all those places. They always focus on them, but there's a lot of Polish, German, Russian people that come over here, those Balkan countries, and they don't say nothing about those immigrants.
Oh, they're gonna give them the key when they go home.
Oh, when it's time to go home, everybody going home.
Yeah, well, you know who's gonna be here? Our black asses. We the ones that's gonna be here.
It is what it is. But yeah, man, we're gonna do a quick video on that. We'll probably talk about it more. I'm pretty sure some more stuff gonna happen by Saturday.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, shout out to y'all. Be safe. Y'all stay safe out there. All praise to the Most High, and peace, man.